This is Peary Habits Level 2, Muscular Lesson number 5. So there are two parts to this lesson. We're adding a new exercise. You're really becoming a piano expert. Very proud of you for all your hard work. You're doing fantastic. So you will keep doing the muscle builders and power fingers exercise, and you're going to move up your speed to metronome 100. So at this point, you've covered all the skips hands together. So you can choose your favorite skip and just stick with that, or you can change your skip, do whichever one you want, go back to the first one and go through the pattern again. But whatever you like to do is great. Make sure you are skipping though, not just playing straight through and shifting up. We do want to skip in there somewhere, but you can choose your skip. Now the new thing we're learning in Muscular Lesson 5, and we'll be doing this for the rest of Habits Level 2, Muscular, and continue on through Level 3, is we're going to start learning the major chords and major five-finger patterns and arpeggios of some of our major keys. So what does that even mean? Major? I don't know. Actually, I do know. I'll tell you. A major chord, the fancy word of it is a mode. Major is a mode, and the two modes we use are major and minor. So the easiest way to think of it is major sounds happy. And here's an example of a minor. That sounds sad. Do you hear the difference? That's major. That's minor. So each key on the piano has a key associated with it that comes with, each one has a major chord. So I could make a major chord on C, or I could make a major chord on F, or G, or D flat, or E flat, or some of these keys you don't even know. So we're just going to start with C. We're going to give you 3 chords that look just alike in their major chords. We're going to practice that all over the keyboard so you get used to finding these chords anywhere over the keyboard. That's going to make it easier for you to learn pieces and also easier for you to make up songs if you like to compose or to play by ear if you know what these chords sound like. So the first one we're going to learn is C major. And so what you do to make a C major chord is you find C. You can find any C right now. I'm just going to find this one above middle C because that's comfortable. I'm going to put my thumb on C. I'm going to skip the second finger and go up to my third finger and play an E. I'm going to skip my fourth finger and go up to my fifth finger and play the G. And that's called C major chord. When I play them all together, that's called a solid chord, or a triad, because there's 3 notes if you want to be more specific. Okay, so, wow, that looks easy, no problem, right? And the name of my chord is always on the bottom for what we're learning right now. So we can tell it's C because my C is on the bottom, then I go a skip and a skip, C major. Now, this can be harder than it looks if you go home and try it right now at your piano. You might find that you're doing this a lot or playing extra notes. That's okay, you're just starting out. But here's a fun trick to get you kind of used to it. If you're having trouble just playing the 3 notes clearly, is you get a pencil and you stick the pencil under your second finger on top of your third and then under your fourth. Do you see? So it's saying, hey, 2 and 4, out of the way. And then you're able to play it. You just get used to playing those 3. That can take a lot of getting used to. So if you're having trouble, don't do this next part where I'm going to be moving up and down the keyboard. Just get used to the feeling of playing those 3 notes. And then when you can get used to that, okay, then move on to do the actual hand-over-hand exercise, which I'm going to show you now. So once you're good at playing those 3 notes together, we're going to do it in a pattern that we call hand over hand because we're going to be moving our hands over our hands. Let me first just show you what it looks like. It's also metronome 100, just like what you're doing muscle builders and power fingers this week. So I'll do it first and then explain. Ready, go. Drop, relax, prepare. 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 Drop, relax, finished. So just like in muscle builders, there were 3 steps. In hand over hand, there are also 3 steps. Could you hear any of the words I was saying? Do you remember any of them? Okay, well, I'll tell you them again. Okay, here. So the first is the drop. And when we're doing our drop, you're just going to drop in with the weight of your arm as heavy and sleepy as you can to make a nice round tone. Now if you're having trouble still just playing the notes, just focus on playing the notes all together so they're not coming in at different times. So first get the notes together. When you've done that, then work on really dropping into the keys without playing extra notes or without lifting your other fingers really high. So a relaxed step is if your wrist went down a little bit, your wrist is going to come back up to normal position. So here's my drop, here's my relax, or if my drop had fingers in the air, my relax, I'm going to put my fingers back on the key. Then the prepare step, that's next. The prepare step means the next hand that's going to play is going to get in position. So it's not shocked and has to play quickly. Drop, relax, prepare. Drop, relax, prepare. So I'm looking for that C. I'm making the chord on my C, and I do left hand, relax, right hand. Now left hand again, relax, prepare, right hand again. So each hand gets to go up 2 times. Then left hand's going to come up and play just the top note. So if I'm playing C major chord, I'm going to play a C. And that gets 3 ticks also. So drop, relax, prepare. Drop, relax, prepare. Drop, relax, prepare. You see that my hand even starts moving as soon as the other hand plays. I do a really early prepare. So you want to make sure by the prepare tick you're on the key. So as soon as that next hand plays, see how on the drop I start to move. Then you'll be really prepared on the prepare step. So our goal is metronome 100, but remember to do it in these steps. First, get so that you can play the chord, all 3 notes together, whether it's with the pencil or just with the hand. Once you can play the chord, practice it without the metronome, just going really slowly like I just did, getting each step right before you go on. Third, once you can do that, start adding the metronome. You can even start lower than 100 and be moving it up until you get to 100. When you're able to do this entire exercise up and down the keyboard at 100, then you're ready to go on to muscular lesson number 6. This is a new thing. It might take you more than 1 week of 5 days. You might need to do 10 days on this, or 2 weeks, or 8 days. Do as many days as you need before we go on. All right, so I'll see you at muscular lesson 6. If you need to send me in a video, go ahead and send it in so I can see that you're doing the exercise correctly, and I can give you some feedback on that.